Are there some teachers who probably go too far in their classrooms? Probably. Those individual teachers should be addressed. They don't own their classrooms. So, parents got a problem with individual teachers' curriculums? But what they're doing in Florida, come on, man. So, we told you about the Don't Say Gay, which is really the Parental Rights and Education Bill. They don't want part of the curriculum to be anything to do with orientation or gender or anything like that. Ages K, 2, or 3. And then they say, and age appropriate for all other grades. They don't say what that is. What is age appropriate? So now every parent gets to decide what age appropriate is. We don't have like a standard what's age appropriate. So what's age appropriate to some parent may be totally different than what's age appropriate for another parent. Now it's gone a step further. The Florida Senate voted Thursday to ban public schools and private businesses from teaching people to feel guilty for historical events committed by people of their race. Who's teaching? Is there a class called White People Feel Bad About Race class? Hey, all white people feel bad. Like, I don't think that's part of the curriculum. I don't think it is. So once again, they're making up stuff that resonates to the ears of some conservatives. It gets them riled up about something that I don't think you can do anyway. Like, my children go to public schools. My son's in public school. I've never heard of this class. Is it something different in Florida where they got teachers teaching classes with this type of curriculum? Well, the GOP-controlled state Senate by a vote of 24-15 prohibits the instruction that says certain races and sexes are privileged or oppressed. That they're privileged or oppressed. See, now, here we go. At the end of the day, they want to pretend that what's happening to black people ain't what's happening to black people. It's like Obama said, put your pants up.
Hey, I don't know if you guys remember Chris Rock had a routine. He said, too many of our men, they're proud, they brag about doing the things they're supposed to do. They say, well, I'm not in jail. Well, you're not supposed to be in jail. Don't brag about that.
What's wrong? I made it, you can make it.
Responsibilities, they're acting like boys instead of men. And the foundations of our family have suffered because of it. You and I know this is true everywhere, but nowhere is it more true than in the African American community.
You can all be president, just like me. See? That's all you gotta do. Come on, Sasha, tell them. All you gotta do. Have a dad like Obama. That's all you gotta do. Have a white mom. Have an African dad you only met twice. Live in Hawaii. And go to Harvard. Be the Harvard Law Review. Yeah. That's all you gotta do. Anybody can do that. I did it. Everyone can do it. Why can't everyone else do it? If I did it, everyone could do what I did. Everyone could be president. Come on now. The goal is you can't make a person feel discomfort. When I first heard about the Holocaust, I felt discomfort. So now, I could sue the school? Actually, I didn't even learn that in school. I watched like a miniseries. So sad miniseries. If you talk about a historical event such as Jim Crow, internment camps, or the Stonewall riots, people might start to feel bad for the gays, or the blacks, or the Japanese. If they start to feel bad, they may feel discomfort. If they feel discomfort, this is part of the Woke Act, Stop the Wrongs to Our Kids and Employees Act. This is what Ron DeSantis is doing in Florida. And why is he doing it? Because he saw it work so well for Trump. So though I disagree with Bakari Sellers that the blame is the voters who didn't make sure Hillary won, I think the blame is that Hillary was the option next to Trump, who ends up spawning off, breaking off, and creating People like Ron DeSantis, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Those types of people spawned from Donald Trump. When we talk about race on this channel, we talk about systemic racism. Don't get me wrong. Occasionally, I'm going to talk about a particular individual who has displayed certain racial polarizing actions or leanings or whatever. We will talk about that, but for the most part, when we talk about race, we're not talking about one-offs. Not talking about what one person said to another person. We're talking about systemic issues. We're talking about owning less than 2% of the land and being 14% of the population. We're talking about shit like that. Infant mortality rates along racial lines. So I don't want that to make people feel bad about themselves. I want people to feel bad about the system and want to change the system. I don't want white people to want to change the color of their skin. I want to change the system and use their power, their brain power, their voting power, and their sway to make differences in that. That's all. To fight back against that shit. But that doesn't mean we want people not to be who they are. Your power isn't who you are. If you say, oh, well, once you feel bad about being white, how would that help? That's stupid. Use that whiteness, which is part of this system, gives you considerable more power. Use that to combat the problem. Like John Brown. Use that shit. I mean, there are a lot of people that died alongside John Brown. A lot of blacks. They just killed them all. We don't even know the names of all the black people they killed. You get what I'm saying? That uprising, there were a lot of black people killed. We know the names of John Brown and his sons. We need you to use that power. That's all. Because you have that power. It's not your fault that cops look at white people a certain way when they pull them over and look at black people another way. It's systemic of our system. It's baked into the cake of Americana. People spent millions of dollars in hundreds of years to make you feel that way. It's not an accident people feel the way they feel. It's not an accident that there's discrimination. It's an intentional, device, mechanism that was implanted, that was developed. It was so good that the Nazis came and said, wow, we need to use this over here in Germany. Hey, how did you do that? You so disenfranchised black people that white people don't even feel bad when they kill them. Hey, how did you do that? And they took it and learned it from us. Same thing with apartheid. White South Africa. Same thing what America was doing to black people and said, wow, we are horrible to our blacks, but wow, you have it down. You have a science. Can we borrow your best and brightest? Can we like to learn how you do this? That's how good America is at this. As a country. Institutionally. So when we say we need to change it, modify it, we need to end it, we need help. Some people will say I'm charismatic at times. Some people will say I got a good sense of humor at times. But I know I can't change this shit on my own. That I know. I admit that. I know damn well that ain't gonna happen.
I hate the world and everything in it. I hate the seas and long skies. I pray to God He gonna be with me when I finally lose my mind. Said I could be myself